So welcome to the Forum, and what a time of year this is, of course, hard off the back of Wellington Cup Day. We look forward to Legends Day this weekend out of Te Rapa, the feature including those two Group 1s, the Herbie Dyke Stakes and the BCD Group. We've also got fantastic racing across the country. So to talk about the action, well, firstly, I'll say good morning to you, Aidan. I bet you're excited for your local meeting.
I am. This is the meeting that I look forward to just about as much as any. You know, we've got the NZB Kiwi, which is great now. We've got certainly Karaka Millions Night and New Zealand Cup Week, but this is the big one for the Waikato boys. You get to watch top quality horses, Group 1s, a couple of really good Group 2s for the 3-year-olds as well, with so much on the line with derbies and Oaks coming up as well. But geez, that BCD Group Sprint's brought a field of immense depth and quality, and the Herbie Dyke looks like a tremendous race as well. Should be just a super day of racing. Oh, it really should be. Cannot wait for it. As I say hello to you, Bevan Sweeney, of course, looking forward to Te Rapa, but plenty of action in the CD as well.
Where's the James Bond of the Form? Is he on another secret mission somewhere? Young Lee Thinnis, not with us today. Talking about a legend, he is absolutely one of those. The Sprint's outstanding team, isn't it? Probably the best sprinting field assembled in the country this calendar year. So really looking forward to that. I think there's quality across it. I think there's a few false prices across the program though. Really looking forward to delving into those. And of course we head to the wonderful Tauherenikau on Friday as well for the Rapa breeders. Yeah,
there's so much to look forward to as we have a look what is coming up on the show. And we'll be starting with those Group 1 features out of Te Rapa and then having a look at the incredible undercard, including, of course, the Group 2 Waikato Guineas. Then we are heading to, of course, Tauherenikau. We look forward to the Rapa breeders. We've got the Hazlitt Stakes too out of Wingatui, and our usual segments with the bank builders and best bets to round out the show. So there is plenty to look forward to today. Let's set the scene from Te Rapa on Legends Day. Have a look what the weather and tracks is doing here, Aidan.
Yeah, there's a bit of rain earlier in the week, which is probably going to have helped this track a lot. It's a soft 5 at the moment, but the rest of the week actually looks pretty good. So we've had some really balmy days in Hamilton. So yeah, the rail's out 1 metre. It's come in, I think 8 metres from that last meeting last Friday. But you know, this Te Rapa track, we know how good it is. It should be just prime for a great day. Yeah,
it really should. Let's take a look at the first Group 1 feature, the Herbie Dyke Stakes here. And Kingswood, of course, the Group 1's a Beale Classic winner at $2.60. Is the favourite, although on the drift slightly from Noble As. Legato at $4.20. El Vencedor, last year's winner, at $10. And Hinikaha, Bevan, looks value at $10.
Outstanding value. I cannot believe the price on Hinikaha at $10. We'll talk a little bit more about reasons why. Just their last start performance was off the map in my mind, and I think the $10 is something that you should seriously look at having a serious investment on going forward.
I'm not going to argue with it at all on that fact, Bevan, and potentially she's the leader here. She'll go forward, I think, from a mid-draw with El Vencedor. I think they'll be more positive. Widemu pinned back on for this week. Obviously, he was just below his best at Ellerslie last week, but I think they'll go forward. Dr. Ascar looks to probably get the trail in a race that doesn't have a great deal of pace. I think they'll be positive, Legato, Nereus, and then you've got, what do they do? Noble As, maybe a chance of kicking up. Kingswood maybe to hold a position as well. He's a battler, son of Sun. The Odyssey probably have to go to the back. He's a battler. It's obviously well up in grade and has a tricky barrier draw here. What do they do there? That's maybe one of the quandaries of the race.
It certainly is. Well, Kingswood is our favourite. Of course, he won the Zabeel Classic, and we managed to catch up with Ricky O'Donoghue and just see how he's been since.
He had 10 days in the paddock after that win, and he just came back into work. He put a nice bit of weight on after them few days in the paddock. He's just been tipping away, you know, doing his regular piece of work every week, and I think he travelled away for a bit of work last week to Ellerslie, and yeah, Gav is pretty happy with where he's at now. His weight and everything is bang on where it should be. We just went out and did some evens this morning on him, just to open up the lungs a bit and get a little bit of a blow, but nothing major. So yeah, we're very content with where he's at.
So that's a look at him in the gallop. Let's take a look at him winning the Group 1 Zabeel Classic. He beats home Legato here, and no surprise, obviously. We know what Rory did here. He just made them look silly. But will they let him do this again, Aidan, is the question mark.
Well, that's the thing. And now Rory's done that. How does he play this one tactically? It was just a brilliant ride from Rory, and it was undoubtedly the winning of the race. There were some nice runs in behind. Legato was very good, and maybe she's the improver coming into this with a little bit more racing on her back. Under a belt and getting to Te Rapa, where she's sort of run a little bit better. But you can't take away from the quality of that performance from Kingswood as well. He's now a Group 1 winner. He did that in very good style. He wasn't seeming to stop after, you know, at least putting some pace into the race. Barrier 1 might not be the ideal draw because it means he's going to be on the fence if he wants to do it again. Although he was on the inside last time out, he's going to have to find a path to do it. But, you know, he now can make a mid-race move, and the others have got to be wary of that.
Look, it's just difficult to know exactly what to take out of that last start race because El Vencedor, no disrespect to our last season horse of the year, he's just not going as well as he can at the present moment, and neither is Legato. Jaffe came from well back in that particular race, and Rory stole it. Got a lot of respect for the horse. I agree the draw is a little bit of a niggle. If he's going as well as he was when he lined up last start in this particular race, which overall is not overly strong and has question marks around it, he can definitely win the race.
He can, and he's probably okay at that price. You mentioned Legato though, Bevan. Let's find out from Ken Kelso just how she is.
No, very good, Aidan. Work's been good leading up to it, so we're very happy.
What have you asked of her in training?
She worked in company with Lavaki yesterday morning on the grass and Opie rode her, and I'm very happy with the work.
Yep. What have you made of her form leading into this one?
I think her form's all right. I mean, she got in the wrong part of the track at Wellington in the mile, and yeah, she's been all around it all year. I just think she just hasn't had a lot of luck. You know, we had that little foot issue and sort of set us back, and she's been sort of struggling to get her fit all the way through. She's a big mare and takes the racing, but I thought her run in Wellington on the off track was good, so hopefully we'll get a good deck to run on Saturday, and hopefully can put her best foot forward.
The step to 2,000 metres really is going to suit her this weekend, isn't it?
Yeah, definitely. I think she's screaming out for that now, and I thought her run in the one before at Ellerslie was okay. She's found the line okay. She's never gone that well at Ellerslie, but seems to like Te Rapa, so we're looking forward to going there Saturday.
Yeah, and you hit the nail on the head there, Aidan. The fact she will really relish the 2,000 metres and getting back to Te Rapa.
She's a quality mare. Maybe she isn't at her absolute zenith, but she's still going well enough to be a real contender here. She's won 10 of 22. She's 3 from 4 at Te Rapa, and maybe she was caught in the slower ground last time out, but geez, the swing on Dr. Askar's is 7 kilograms better off after being in maybe the slower ground. Obviously, Dr. Askar's win in the Thornton Mile was terrific, and he's a horse of quality. Great to see him get back to that, but I don't know if he can beat Legato with that 7 kilogram swing on what was basically a 3-4 length margin.
Yeah, I think the biggest issue from what I can gather is keeping the weight off Legato at the present moment. She just puts her head in the feed bin and continues to eat up, and they can't sort of get the weight off her to get her in peak physical fitness. If she's ever going to be winning again, it should be on Saturday at the 2,000 metres. I agree with Aidan, she isn't right at that peak that we saw in her past, but she's definitely close enough. Opie Boston's aboard. It's a great opportunity, I think, to rack up number 100.
It really is. I hope she can do it. But another contender that's there to get the win is Noble As, and we were lucky enough to catch up with Phil Cataldo and just ask what he made of the run on Karaka Million Night.
Yeah, great run in the Aotearoa Classic. Perhaps a little bit unlucky. I think Craig sort of lost his compass in the straight, to be honest. But no, to finish off like she did, first try at 2,000 on Saturday, obviously. So a little bit of a question mark there, but no, she's been thriving at Cambridge Stud's Karaka stables, and no, the team are really happy with her.
What's the word from the Price Kent Junior team just about Noble As and the progress?
Yeah, no, very happy with her. She was a little bit ginger after that Aotearoa Classic run, but we've had our vet Dave Keenan there on and off, and he's happy with her now. So, no, she's going in at 100%.
And you could see in that replay she did get held up a touch before she got clear. Obviously, we highlighted this with Hinikaha too, Aidan, last week as your race tracker.
Yeah, undoubtedly, I'm a big Hinikaha fan. I thought this was a superb performance. But firstly, let's talk Noble As, because she's been unlucky in her last two. She was unlucky at her start at Flemington 2 starts back, and then she's unlucky here, just finding traffic but hitting the line really strongly. Second quickest last 8, 6, 4 and 2, but very much on pattern. It was definitely a swoopers race, and she's run really well, but on pattern. Now, before that, she hadn't finished worse than second. This is a big step up though into Group 1 weight for age, but we've got to say the same for Hinikaha, is the same step up. But Hinikaha's won 5 of 10. That was such a brave effort when nothing else from the speed was kicking on to run second the way they did, and maybe Noble As can beat Hinikaha home, and so be it if it's fair. But the prices, one's 360, the other's at 10. The clear value in this race, and I totally agree with what Bevan said earlier, is Hinikaha.
Look, I think if you go back through the records, that race in the first part of it might have been the quickest ever run at Ellerslie at that particular trip. So for Hinikaha to sit on that tempo, look the winner halfway down, was an outstanding performance. As Aidan's highlighted, the sweepers were the place to be. I don't think they'll run this at breakneck tempo. I think Hinikaha sits right on speed. And a couple of other very good judges, including our old friend Luke Radich, have been in contact about this horse, and everyone sort of lines up on it. I have to go with it, and I think she is the clear play in this race at double figures.
I don't think that price is going to hold up. Let's hear from her trainer, Andrew Forsman, what he made of the performance at Ellerslie.
Yeah, we were thrilled. Obviously, we'd love to have won. Just got beaten by a better horse on the day. She just tracked a strong tempo, had a nice run in transit, just hit the front too soon and was exposed late. But she was great to the line, and I think clearly back to left-handed, up to the 2000 should suit.
Yep. But what have you done with her in training this week?
She had a good gallop. We took her to the course proper at Te Rapa on Tuesday morning. She had a nice hit out by herself there. Craig came and rode her, and he was wrapped with her.
Yep. This weekend, obviously, it is a step up in company, but I'm picking this has been a target for a little while.
Yeah, it has been. I think it's a suitable race, but yes, you're right. It is her first time against these older, more seasoned weight for age horses, and that'll be the question mark.
Yep. What's the gut feel? What are you thinking?
I think she's up to them. It just depends on how the race is run, who ends up in the race, where we draw. A few things to sort of see before Saturday, but couldn't be happier with how she's going.
That's what you want to hear, I think, if you are in the Hinikaha camp anyway.
Yeah, it really is. And obviously we've spoken about that Aotearoa Classic run, but you go back 2 starts and she was winning a Group 2 Kalamazoo Stakes on the track. And Andrew Forsman thinking she's better at Te Rapa. She's beaten home Queen Zoo, who's come out and won a Ritual Mile, and Jaffe, who we know is absolutely top class, was just rubbed out last week when travelling an absolute peach at Ellerslie too. So that form on Hinikaha is rock solid.
Yeah, it really is. But what about last year's winner, Al Vencedor? Obviously, he was a little bit disappointing at Ellerslie, and Aidan did catch up with Stephen Martin. Just seeing, can he put his finger on why?
Yeah, look, I can't really. We've gone right over him hard. We've scoped him, we've blooded him. Look, he's going out to the beach today. He seems bright. I certainly wouldn't even look at running him if he wasn't 120%. I don't really, maybe this campaign he's been a touch under, but he was just so far over last year. Look, he'll have this run. Hopefully we get a good track. Things go right. A few gear changes. Look, I can't fault him, and I can't find a reason to scratch him. He's been a head scratcher. All fingers and toes are crossed that he can bounce back. But look, if he doesn't, he'll go out for a lengthy spell, and we'll up stumps this campaign. But he seems very bright and happy, and wouldn't surprise me if he bounced back.
He's defending his title as well. What is giving you confidence that he's right?
Well, he's very bright. He's happy. Opie just sort of thought he might have, even going to the start, he is just very sort of lacklustre and just sort of looking around. And you can see in the straight when he sort of turned for home, he's gawking around and not concentrating. I've taken the ears off him, just a few other little things, nose roll off, just trying things. And, he seems happy, he's bright, and look, a little day at the beach, a bit of surfing for him today, and hopefully that sparks him up a bit.
Yeah, but it'd be great for him to defend his title. What are you thinking? If everything goes right, what's he capable of?
Oh, look, he's certainly capable of winning, and look, there'd probably be no better race we'd like to win with him. He's been the stable favourite. He's been the absolute stable star all season last season. It'd be great to see him bounce back.
No, a swim on the beach definitely perks me up. Look, I'd love to think that hopefully, he can get back to his best because we know how good he is. He's just, the question marks around him.
Yeah, would love to see that. It was quite cool seeing the footage that we got from Marsh Racing on their socials around El Vencedor at the beach. But he needs to improve out of sight from last week, and I just don't know if he can. I'd love to see it. I'm as big a fan as El Vencedor of anyone, but he would be an absolute surprise winner of the Serpy Dyke Stakes.
Yeah. It was disappointing. Like, I imagine Stephen's pulling his hair out because he looks well and he's sort of working in track work really well, but he's just not quite doing it. Hey, for me, I'm going Hinikaha. Hinikaha at the double figures is the way I want to go. I think she is in the right race, up to it. Matt suits me, Price suits me, and her last start performance across the entire field outside of Kingswood. We haven't spoken to Dr. Esgar. He's at 20s. There's no reason he can't win again. I think outside of Kingswood, Hinikaha's last performance was the best in the race for me. So looking to Hinikaha.
Yeah, definitely the prices. I think Hinikaha has a bit real respect around Kingswood, and we don't know, what he's capable of yet. He was very good in that race, and maybe he's bounced to the next level. But boy, Hinikaha was terrific last time out. Love the Te Rapa record. The Kalozusu 2 starts back was terrific. So there's just all upside around Hinikaha, and I think she's well capable of winning this.
Yeah, I know who I'm backing after this. As we move on to the other Group 1, it is the BCD Group Sprint. What a fantastic field we have assembled this year. Here to shock, $3.70, out to $4 last year's winner, Arkansas Kid. $6 into $4 has been backed in this market here, Bevan, and then you've got runners like Pierre at $4.20.
Look, I thought it was quite surprising Pierre was open up quite as short as it was at $3.70. The price that gets me, what has first 5 done to be into that $13, now into $12 quote? He was brilliant at Te Rapa. He beat a very good field there by a margin. Then he's come to Trentham in a Group 1 sprint and been pretty dominant again. Couldn't understand that. $13, $12, I think he should be closer to 5 or 6.
Yep, no question, and he probably gets into the first 5 and running to live up to his name as well. Now the speed here comes from Here to Shock, Savaglee, but what do they do with Arkansas Kid? If they go forward, they may need to go right into the front, and it could mean that Arkansas Kid is actually the leader here. Here to Shock under Nash Rawil is so good in this race from the speed last year, winning by 4, first 5 there. I think they'll be positive with Tomodachi. Good barrier draw, and that could mean that you're in the first 6 or 7. Pierre the same. Sacred Zatonai, just another tricky barrier draw. They got too far back last time out, but if they press forward, they could be trapped wide. Tardelli, Sterling Express, Platinum Tap, they'll take their medicine and go back. The one horse who they could just think about a position was Provence, who was very good at Alice last time out sectionally in what was really a sit sprint.
And we know she's unbeaten in Group 1s. As we take you back to last year's race here and Here to Shock, so good. Obviously sat really nice in the running here, Bevan, and when Nash has brought him out, he's just exploded to beat them here nicely.
He left every other horse with no excuse in this particular race because he faced the breeze, sat outside the leader. Savaglee's coming off a trailing position. Platinum Attack didn't have a lot of luck in the run, but he had a sparkling turn of foot, and this horse was a winner 2 starts ago in the Testarossa at Caulfield, so it comes in a pretty good nick, and from that gate I think finds a really good posse. Logan Bates in the saddle. There's a lot of positives here, Aidan.
Sure is, and the one thing that maybe is a little bit against it is obviously when we saw this horse last time out was in the Supernova at Pakenham. Was only fair that day, I thought, and Arkansas Kid was actually better, and while there's a kilogram swing towards Here to Shock, I just thought that Arkansas Kid was maybe, and that's where the speed in the race comes into it really well, because Savaglee's the other speed horse in there, but this is the first time we've seen Savaglee since the Australian Guineas, so his first start as a 4-year-old. Now because he's a 4-year-old now, he's got to meet Here to Shock, 3.5 kilograms worse than last year after getting beaten by 4.5 lengths. So there's a fair bit there, but we know the abilities there with Savaglee. Yeah. He's had 2 really good trials, and obviously he's unbeaten fresh as well. So it's a real head scratcher, but there's so much depth to this race.
There is, and maybe he's grown up as a 4-year-old. Let's find out from Pam Gerard just how he is tracking.
Yeah, really happy to have him back, and obviously it's going to be a tough ask going into it fresh up. It's a pretty hot sort of field, but I think we've done as much as what we possibly could with him to get him there, and obviously he's going to take improvement out of it.
Yeah, what have you done since that LSE trial?
I just keep the work up to him, and obviously being a colt, does a lot of swimming, a lot of just anything to keep his mind in the right place, and yeah, he's loving it. The more you do with him, the more he loves it.
What about this week on the training track? What have you asked of him in training?
Yeah, he had a really good gallop on the grass yesterday, and Palmer, who rides him every day, was pretty happy with him. So, you know, as I said, I think we've got him where we can get him to, you know, without having a race under his belt.
This BCD Group Sprint, you don't get much hotter fields in New Zealand than this. What can he do in it?
Oh, look, it's hard to say, you know, it's hard to say exactly where he's at. He's had a long time off. We just hope that he goes a really good race and he shows us that he still wants to be out there racing. And if he comes through it well and everything's good, you could probably see him in Australia in a couple of weeks.
And we know what he did in the Australian Guineas after this race last year. As we take a look at him in the recent group enlisted trial here, obviously out in front, and Pierre's at the back there just having that quiet trial.
Yeah, and Kafra leads throughout, so you're going to get that sort of line. I thought Pierre was very good in this trial, and obviously brings, you know, very good form lines from top Australian races last preparation. Savagely, both times, he's just been sort of made to work a little bit, but you know the improvements there from him. He'll be competitive, I'm sure, but so too with Pierre. That was a lovely trial.
I'm hoping with Savagely, I hope he bounces back, but just on that trial and a bit of track work, I think Pierre's got him covered at the 1400 metres on this occasion. Maybe into his next upset you might see a little bit more. Let's hope he bounces back, because he was a wonderful colt, and he looks as though he might be making his way back into some pretty rich form.
Yeah, I'd love to see it, but yes, Pierre was also in that trial, and he is on the race form, and no surprise, as you said, Aidan, gosh, he was so good in his Australian campaign. If he brings that form across here, he's a force to be reckoned with.
Yeah, look at the two horses he's chased home in the last couple, Chow Wolf and Via Sistina. So he's been racing in very good company and racing with real credit. It wouldn't have been a feat for the Weatherly family. Sam doing the riding for his dad and sister. It would be just a really special moment for the family if Pierre was able to pick off this Group 1. And he's already a Group 1 winner in New Zealand as well. Remember his 2000 Guineas as a 3-year-old. So he's got the quality. He draws softly to get a good run here as well. And I think he's got the quality, Bevan, too, to be a real factor.
I think he wins a Group 1 on the next 3 starts, I really do. There's no Via Sistina or Chow Wolf here in New Zealand recent times. He's beaten 3.5 at Flemington over ground. I think he'll go over ground in a few weeks, maybe on Kiwi night. Look, he'll win a Group 1. He's got that sort of quality, and he's turned into a bull now from what I can tell. So maybe not Saturday, but there's a Group 1 in him in the next couple of starts.
OK, I like it. Well, let's hear from the Weatherlys and see how he is going.
No, he's well. He's very bright. Happy with him. He worked well this morning. He worked well at Te Rapa last Friday, and he had his final gallop this morning up the back straight at Matamata in company. The other horse had probably half a dozen lengths on him, and then he just worked up to him and passed the other horse, and Sam come back with good reports, so I'm happy.
Yep. Leading into the weekend, is he going how you want him to be, ahead of such a big assignment?
Absolutely, yeah. Look, I thought he might be a little bit vulnerable first up, but I'm really happy with the way he is and the way his weight is and so forth. So he's more forwarded than what I thought, and yeah, look, I'm looking forward to Saturday.
He's already a Group 1 winner here, but he's obviously proved himself up to Group 1 quality in Australia. What about this weekend? What can you expect of him?
Oh, look, he's, as we all know, he competed against the best of the best in Australia, and each start he had over there gave us a reason to get off the seat and give him a yell and a slap on the leg with the race book. So racing against horses like Mr. Brightside and Chow Wolf and, Via Sistina, I mean, they're fantastic horses, and he wasn't far from them. So, no, on Saturday, if he gets a nice run in transit here, they'll know he's there.
Yes, they certainly will. But then what about this run? And we'll take you back to the railway. We get a handful of contenders come out of it, including Arkansas Kid, who finishes second here. And I have to say, Bevan, Platinum Attack was pretty eye-catching too, where he came from.
Yeah, absolutely. Jigsaw was fantastic in this particular race. Gee, loved him when we saw him on the form of that week. But Arkansas Kid didn't sit down on his run. Platinum Attack was great, but he just needs it like that to really show his best. So let's hope that track is in a really firm condition. If it is, I think he will put his hand up. And I didn't mind Tardelli as well. I thought there was a little bit of an unlucky run. But on the evidence of that, you think Arkansas Kid is going to make a move early, find a spot forward. And they just don't sit down, these Australian sprinters. So expecting another big effort from Arkansas Kid. I'd love Platinum Attack to actually get everything go his way, but that's just his pattern of racing.
Yep, I thought Arkansas Kid was terrific in that. Obviously, there were some good runs, and behind Tardelli was there. There wasn't much between Tardelli and Sterling Express on the line, and maybe, you know, in a race that did favour those on speed. Sacred Satono did run the second quickest last 600 of the race from back and running, so maybe not the worst as well. But you just expect improvement, as Bevan said, from Arkansas Kid after that first run in New Zealand. I thought it was a good one, and I thought maybe even, you know, arguably the yardstick performance leading into this race.
Yeah, well, let's find out from the man in the saddle, Opie Bosson, just what he got from him at that run.
I thought it was a very good run. He got held up for a fraction, and he hit the line strongly, but I think the step up to 1400 metres is going to be ideal for him.
I thought as the Telegraph, he just sort of missed the jump, got back. Sectionals were good. Railway was great. You know, he posied up a lot handier. He ran fourth. He was good. I just thought dying for the 1400, and you know, it looks a good race. Look, it's a great race. There's a lot of good horses in it, but you know, I think he's shaping to be a really nice horse, and I think he's up to Group 1 level.
He's been racing well, been plagued with bad draws, and his run was actually pretty good in the Railway. Sort of probably got back a bit further back than we would have liked, and on a widest run, but he's actually made ground, and he's good through the line, and he's a good big honest horse, and you know, he's only been up to the 14 a couple of times, I think. So, but I think it'll suit him. So just hopefully we get a good draw. He's definitely capable.
Plays very well, yeah, very well. Yeah.
What did you make of the run the other day?
Oh, very good. He just peaked on his run a little bit. Before he's going to run fourth, but still a good run. Yeah.
He wasn't way far away from fourth, and in that company really good. But it doesn't get any easier this weekend, does it?
No, it doesn't. It's really tough field. So, but he's really well, and I think he's improved with the run. So, yeah, hopefully he goes a good race. Yeah.
Hope so too. For all the connections there, and Amir, we haven't talked about yet is Tomodachi for Wexford. Let's hear from Andrew Scott and see how she's tracking.
Yeah, going really well. Look, she just didn't seem to be at her best down at Wellington, and we think she's close to it again this weekend. So 1400 metres to Rapa, she's won round there before, and she's been putting really good levels of energy into her work. Hot field, and look, hopefully they go a good strong gallop, so it entertains her late, and when she can get over the top of them. But look, she's a high class mare, and hopefully she can, you know, get some, you know, valuable Group 1 black type.
Yep. What have you asked of her in training this week?
We just counted her this week. We done all our work last week with her. She's a filly that, you know, we think she's fresher the better, and you know, that's why she's only just counted this week. But last week she put in a couple of really strong pieces and worked with good energy.
She's hot field, but what can you expect of Tomodachi?
Look, yeah, really high class field, and yeah, look, we think she's got the ability to be competitive, providing she gets the right sort of run and they go a gallop. But yep, she'll certainly make a presence felt.
Yes, and as you said, Aidan, maybe she will this time from the draw as we take a look at her off the pace in the Group 1 Telegraph. But you've got to talk about the winner first. I mean, first five, boy, he was good.
Yep, but Tomodachi's got 3.5 lengths to make up on him with no sort of, you know, weight advantage this time round. So he was able to be there on speed and kick. It was a terrific performance by a horse who's proven at Te Rapa, winning the Group 3 J-Swap Sprint earlier on, trained on the track. There is a lot of upside around this horse, and Bevan, I know you're attracted to the price as well.
Look, on pure ratings, out of their last start performances, this horse should be $3 in the market. $3. They put up 13. What has this horse done wrong? He was great 3 starts ago at Ellerslie. He cleaned up a field at Te Rapa, including Tuxedo, who he gave a cold to as he blew on by. And then when he let go at Trentham, he put 2 lengths on them very, very quickly. I hadn't seen him prior to that. Geez, a beast of a horse. Got a perfect draw. I think Wiramu Pin will be positive with him. There is absolutely no reason why he is $13, and he will be my pick in the race. I think he is underrated, coming off a Group 1 win, which is absolute madness. Why wouldn't he win this race? He has been flying. His last 2 starts have been outstanding, and his rating stands up.
There's one thing we've learnt in recent months is that we've got to respect these Aussies when they come to New Zealand for these races. So For me, we saw Head of Shock sort of break a long drought of Australians not winning Group 1 races. Well, boy, haven't they turned that upside down since. We saw Jigsaw win the Railway. We saw Kingswood win the Zibel Classic. I just think that Head of Shock, Arkansas Kid, they met in that Supernova. I'm going to take it as the main form line. I thought Arkansas Kid was better. Comes in a kilogram worse, but I don't think it's going to be enough to change the tables. And I thought the Railway run of Arkansas Kid was the best lead-up guide, so that's the way I'm going.
Okay, there you go. So it's the Australians versus the Kiwis in the Group 1, and that does complete our look at the Group 1s. We're taking a quick break, and then off the other side, we dive into a fantastic undercard. Into the form, we're concentrating now on the undercard out of Te Rapa on Legends Day, and we'll start with the Group 2 Waikato Guineas, sponsored by Legacy Lodge, and a favourite Towering Vision. $4, just slightly pushing out to $4.40. It's been a real move here for single red, Bevan, $7.50 into $4.80. What do you make of that?
Oh, I thought the horse was good, but this is a major step up into what it has been facing in recent times. Look, Waimea Bay interests me at the price. I thought the last start performance in good quality suggests that it's a horse that's going to really kick on for the Waikato Stud and Chittick Investments team. So, look, of the prices there, I'm quite keen around Waimea Bay.
Obviously, one thing we see from Waikato Guineas is they don't want to normally really push the button too hard. Connections. So if you settle off the speed, that's where you normally stay. You get to your positions and you hold it normally in Waikato Guineas. But this is a field where there's a little bit more of an even spread of speed across it. Thought Lossa, Sierra, they were positive. Well, One True King positive. Taylor Square from a wide gate. I think they've got to go forward, maybe try and look for a spot. Luna Man, Waimea Bay, they're horses who can take up a position as well. It's a fairly messy map. It's not easy, but maybe there's more pressure here in the early stages, which could mean this is a more truly run Waikato Guineas than what we're used to.
Okay, well, probably what we want to see as well, and Te Akau have a good hand in the race. Let's hear from Reece Trumper how his two charges are going.
Really pleased with both of them. They both look like 2,000 metres is really going to suit them. Their work here yesterday morning was very encouraging also.
Yeah, what did you ask of them in training?
Look, they just worked over 6 furlongs and they did it really easily. They're both pretty clean-winded sort of horses, so they don't take much work in between races.
Yep. Obviously, it's a key lead up into the Derby. What are you wanting to see from each of them this weekend?
I think they're going to both be competitive chances. I think draws will be key. If they both draw soft and get right runs in transit, you'd like to see them hitting the line, both of them. They both come off the speed, which is going to be ideal building towards the Derby.
Yep. Are you favouring one over the other this weekend?
Look, Towering Vision's bringing the right form lines into it. I think he's probably the leading chance of the two, but One True King just looks like a staying horse, so anything could happen.
Let's have a look at them at New Year's Day again. A handful come out of this race over the mile. He had the best closing sectionals, Towering Vision, and he beats home Aranadney, who's just run second in a lowland.
Yeah, absolutely. It's a key form line because the last two Derby winners have both won this race too. There was Orchestral, then Willie Do It. They both won this race, went on to win the Derby. Here's a Derby trial and a half from Towering Vision. I thought it was absolutely superb. Back on the inside, that's Yamoto Satona, who was very good. In between them, Sweet Ice was terrific off the speed. And, you know, we're seeing this to be a very good sort of field. Good quality, good depth, but that was a performance and a half from Towering Vision. Now from Barrier 1 looks to be a key chance in this race.
Yeah, I don't see it as the strongest form line, strongest race coming in. It was a nice performance. He really did finish off strongly at the 1,600 metres. I prefer the Waimea Bay form line. I certainly think the race at Trentham was a little bit stronger than that one at Ellerslie, and maybe those horses will develop a little bit better. So, look, I'm definitely not against the horse. Once he gets to a Derby trip, I think you might see the best of him. He wound up nicely under Opie Bosson. So he's in my thoughts and certainly in my selections. I think he finds a nice spot in the run, but just prefer a couple of others.
Yeah, and we're going to talk about one of those very shortly. Of course, the James Wellwood stable have been having a whale of a time, particularly down at Trentham. Aidan did catch up with Rob Wellwood and just asked him what he made of Waimea Bay at Trentham.
she was good in defeat to Fairy Dream. She's just still learning a little bit. She's quite new to it all, but yeah, it was a great run. And again, I think she's a filly going further is only going to suit. So not sort of sure which way we go. We may run in the Guineas with her, try and split the two. But wherever she ends up, as long as she draws a barrier, I'm sure she'll run a race.
How's her work been leading since that run?
Yeah, her work's been good. She's in big order. She looks good. She's a filly that doesn't hugely put her hand up at home, but again, one that going 2,000 plus is I think is going to suit.
Okay, Autumn Glories, the 33-year-olds this weekend. Just tell us a little bit about her.
Yeah, nice filly. She won very well at Ruakaka first time out over 1400. We went to the Oaks trial, obviously on a very heavy track. Didn't handle the track and was sort of a pretty hard day for her. But we sort of just watched her for a week and we didn't know whether we'd have to back off. But she's really bounced through it well, and her work Tuesday morning was superb. So again, not sure exactly which way we'll go, but she is going well, albeit her last start probably looks really bad on paper. We'll just put it down to the track.
Let's take a look at the Desert Gold Stakes. She's only having her third race day start here, Bevan, and she's run very good in behind her stablemate over the mile, and the 2,000 probably looks ideal.
Look, this was a massive performance because I was a doubter going in. Off that performance at Ruakaka where she just set the pace and left them for dead. She had no luck in this particular race. And the winner just tracked up on her back. Crimson Skies out wide is a nice horse. If I give is an Oaks horse, I think, for Stephen Nichols as well. So she was, I thought, audacious to hang in there and just go down a very short margin. I think she stays all day, Waimea Bay. I think she's a real shaker and mover as we get towards Oaks time, and she'll be my top selection in the race, Waimea Bay. There is one I did want to mention who I think might be a real evolver here is Luna Man for Stephen Marsh. I love the run at Counties. I think this horse, being by a reliable man out of a Zoostar mare, might just get over a trip quite quickly, but maybe it's a bit of regency bias because I've seen these horses at Trentham, but I was very impressed by the filly by Savabeel. I think there's a stack of upside about her, and I think she'll run the 2,000 metres out very, very strongly.
I think the biggest upside about her is that she beat home Ultimate Habit last time out. Ultimate Habit wasn't in the same form as what we saw from her last weekend, but gee, she was sensational last weekend. So that's a big plus for Waimea Bay. But I'm going to go head-to-head with Bevan here because all my top selections come into that New Year's Day's race. My top three selections, and my fourth one comes out of a Matamata race. But I'm with Towering Vision on top. I thought that was the key form line leading in. It's a proven pathway now, and I think he is just the right horse.
We'll see who gets bragging rights next week on the show as we move on now to the David and Karen Ellis Fillies Classic here, where Single Red is the favourite, $6 into $4. So again, backed here from Ohope Wins at $4.50, just slightly pushing out to $4.60, and Tajana at $5.50. It's no surprise, Bevan, to see this market as open as it is because it's one heck of a field.
Well, Ohope Wins should be favourite. I think Tajana should be second favourite. Fairy Dream should be third favourite. There's no way Single Red should be favourite in this race. I know there'll be some smarts out there backing it, but it's coming off a run at Waverley where it didn't beat a lot. Angela Glass has got ability, but is not a serious open handicapper. So I don't know, this market is upside down to a degree to me, albeit the money has been speaking.
One thing about it, Bevan, is she gets a beautiful map here. There's only two speed horses in the race, Fly Zeno and Single Red. Now, Fly Zeno is long in the market as a maiden coming in, but does have some staying form. Odotia Beauty is probably the horse who tracks them up, can maybe get the trail, and then the rest of them will just take their positions. It's got some tricky draws for the likes of Circus Tricks or Hoppy Wins, chilling out. Tajana probably can take up a position if they want to, and same with these horses who are drawn better. Fairy Dream, Born to be Royal, but this is Single Red's biggest chance, so she's going to sit on a speed that won't be with great pressure.
Okay, so maybe she can kick away. A filly, that'll probably be coming off the pace, though, is Ohope Wins. We saw that in the, what was it? Of course, the Sir Patrick Hogan Stakes. And let's hear from Andrew Scott just how she's tracking.
Yeah, absolutely. Last one was very good. Her last 400 there, relaxed beautifully at Ellerslie, first attempt over ground, and we hoped she'd step up and do what she done. Gone the right way since. Blinkers on for the first time. Had a nice quiet trial here at Ella's. Matamata here, trialled really well. So we're hoping she can put in a similar performance, but it'll take her pretty close to being competitive.
And here she is taking out the Sir Patrick Hogan. She come right off the speed here, and once she kind of changed legs, she's got away nicely. And of course, Yulong have now invested into her after.
Yeah, absolutely. So she won't be here for too much longer, but maybe she can win an Oaks and maybe even go on to be a Derby. But this was a super performance. Interesting, the run of Born to be Royal, because at this stage looked to be well beaten. And then the very best part of her race is late. She's come out of a maiden win since, but off this, we're seeing I Hope He Wins being a real contender. It was a performance of pretty good quality, Bevan.
I'm not going to add too much. It's a little bit of Yulong versus OTI in this race, isn't it? And the market does indicate that. That was super. She got a repeat. There's always that slight niggle, almost like a peak performance, but out of the right stable, looks a touch of class.
Now let's hear from Rob Wellwood, because Fairy Dream was just sensational down at Trentham, and we want to know how she's tracking since.
Yeah, look, she's gone really well. Her win at Wellington was very good. Really helped seeing her with the blinkers on. She just travelled a bit better, and she won nicely. So I think it's going to really suit her being up over ground, and looking forward to seeing her over 2,000.
Has she progressed since that win?
Yeah, really nicely. She's come through it well. She's not a big, robust filly, but look, we haven't had to do a lot with her. So yeah.
As an Oaks trial, what do you want to see from her this weekend?
Just like to see her relax and be good through the line, to give us the feeling that we should be going to an Oaks. But I don't see there's any reason she wouldn't. She sort of gets into a pretty good rhythm, and work would suggest that she will.
You see, she's nominated for the Oaks and the Derby, and her mother won her first race over the 2,000 metres, so it would look like maybe that extra distance will suit Bevan, and she was great here.
Well, I think she's the Oaks filly I've seen so far, physically. And I really like this performance with the blinkers on. She actually settled nice enough, took up a spot. I think she'll be even better on top of the ground, being by Prasia. She really has got a little bit of touch of class about her, and I'm happy enough to take on I Hope He Wins and single red with this filly. I think Fairy Dream is one that is very tough to beat on Saturday.
Yep, lovely fighting performance by a filly with a lot of upside. Just looking at the video again, Circus Tricks was pretty good. I know she got things wrong at Ellerslie, but her fourth placing in the O'Leary Fillies Classic, going back 3 starts, was very good, and ran a quicker last 600 than Fairy Dream in that race too. So, and again, it's ultimate habit form. So. Yeah. It's good enough for me.
Yeah, it certainly is. So what about this runner, of course, Tajana? Let's hear from Sean Ritchie and see how she's tracking after her victory at Pukekohe.
So I think we've timed it rightly for her. She's had that one run back since striking that heavy track in Christchurch, and she had a reasonably soft run in that race, so that was nice. And always felt that she'd run the 2,100, and obviously this is a final build-up to the Oaks, so we want to see her looking like she's the one to beat in the Oaks in this race.
She's pleased you with the new preparation?
She really has. She's a sweetheart of a filly. She's got a great nature, switches off in track work, just does exactly what you do or don't want her to do, and that makes her a bliss to train.
What about this weekend? What can you expect of her?
Oh, well, we're one run off our peak race. So, like these good 3-year-old fillies, when they stick to the fillies in just the 3-year-old age group, you'd like to see them try and be dominant, as we know. And the 3-year-old fillies getting through to this grade and up to these distances, they generally, when they start winning, they keep winning. So it'd be nice to see a win.
They went to Counties for an easy kill this day. They probably didn't get it that easy, but it was still a really good run from her, and she'd obviously had a bit of time between races.
Yeah, and I think actually the fight with talking to Sean there, saying she only really has to do what she does what she has to. Luna Mans made it a pretty good effort to close late, but. She's won 4 of 9. She's done it in good company. There's so much upside about her, but geez, isn't this a race of real depth of quality? Where does she fit in for you, Bevan?
I still think she's the second best filly in the country, but I agree she's one run behind just off that race at Counties. I think she's getting tired late after a decent sort of break. So the step to 2,100 metres doesn't quite fit my eye, but I will be following her with great interest.
Bevan.
Going to be well written, isn't it?
Well written, okay, right. Yeah, I was looking for a staying horse, so yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. I'm just going to stay out of this one. Right, Andrew Forsman, he's got the 2 runners in, chilling out in single red. Aidan first asked him what race he'll be running single red in and how's going.
Not really. I think we would like to double accept and just look at barrier draws as much as anything. That will be an important from those starts there. Keep that option open for her. But she's going very well. She's in great form. The only question mark with her is whether she can run a strong middle distance. So that'll be answered on the weekend. And chilling out, she's going great as well. Again, stepping up from the mile. Whether she's quite ready to run out some strong middle distance races at this stage of her career, or she might need a little bit more time. I guess we'll find out.
Here is single red at Waverley. How do you stack this form up, Bevan?
It's hard too, but I know the confidence of the trainer, and when he places them and where he places them, you just have to take note. So ODI will want to be in the big races, and clearly she's shown enough ability to have the opportunity, but I do find it a little bit difficult to put her in the mix. I'll go Fairy Dream. That's the filly I've seen to this point that I think will run out in a strong H trip. We'll see what happens on Saturday, so I'm with the James and Wellwood team.
Well-written's the best filly in the country. Then you've got to use well-written form. Chilling Out was terrific in running 5th in that Karaka Million 3-year-old and had won the previous 2. She's got a tricky barrier draw, but she's run the second quickest closing sectionals of that Karaka Millions race and behind a superstar.
Yeah.
And I think she's a bona fide star in the making, Chilling Out. I think she can win this too.
Okay, so there you go, guys, with a little bit of value in that race. As we now move on to the Sir Patrick Hogan Karapiro Classic here. Khaleesi, $3 into $2.60 favourite after winning on New Year's Day. Is that all? $6.50 out to $7. Bethany D at 8s and Thorex at $8.50. Aidan, are you going for the fave or finding some value?
Yeah, I am. I thought the value was probably That's Gold. It was a Bone Crusher Stakes at Group 3 winner 3 starts back. But Khaleesi's been great in both those runs. New Year's Day's form normally stacks up really well. Did it in a good manner too, quickest last 8, 6, 4 and 2, and has trialled really nicely since, gets a soft draw, Opie Boston. So Khaleesi for me, the Stephen Marsh factor here. Bevan, how about you?
I'll stick to the city. I've got that bias in me, you all know. Girl Talk for me, I thought was great, winning a maiden at race. I thought was brilliant behind Island Life and chased home a couple of very, very smart horses, most notably Anderson Bridge. And that was after over a month in between runs at the mile. So I think there's sharp improvement out of Girl Talk. And I think with Kate aboard, who's on fire, I'll give it a shake in the Karapiro Classic.
Okay, I like that. Now we need something for the rest of the program. We've had a look at the features. What can we follow?
We went out and got those trainers' best earlier in the day, so I'm going to spoil Sean Ritchie's Esperanza. Just no luck whatsoever last time out. The previous run, 2 starts back, very good on the clock as well. So Esperanza, race 1 at a nice price.
Okay, like it. What about you, Bevan?
Oh, look, I'll go earlier on the program. I find it really difficult. We've looked at so many races to actually find something else to go with it, but I'll go with the trendsetter at a little bit of value in race number 3, I think, building to another victory.
Okay, so that's what we are following at Te Rapa. Hopefully we've found you plenty of winners. Time to take a break. Off the other side, we'll be having a look at Tauherenikau and Wingatui. You're watching the 4 minutes time for our Blackbookers, so make sure you note these ones down. Aidan, you were up first. Who was unlucky for you?
Yep, I'm going to take to Ellerslie last weekend early in the program, and a horse who's still a maiden after it was unplaced in the first 5 starts. So this is a really good run for second out wide in the old Contessa Vanessa colours. That was the mum, Wee Nessie. I thought very good, especially against the pattern of this race. Barbara Kennedy's team's going really nicely. She's by Savaville, so there's a lot of upside around here. I think she's potentially in time, maybe even a classic horse later in the season. They could look at an Oaks, potentially even in Australia.
You'll probably know which horse is mine. Unusual Invader. Massa made a split-second decision to give up the trail and go through at the fence, which was a death seat across the day. Dragon Blossom is also really unlucky in this particular race. She's not the sort of horse that can sprint on a dime. She got held up for the majority of the straight. Ended up running 4th. Hurt me in the punters competition, but that horse will keep Unusual Invader.
Yeah, I don't think many missed that one, Bevan. And I'll take you to Whangai Hu. He's on an Auckland Cup path. This race was run really slowly at the start. They did pick up the pace a little bit, but he was just left flat at the beginning. Boy, he was good down the outside. I thought Bill Thurlow and Sam are really getting him back to his best here. He's now second favourite for the Auckland Cup, and based off this run, I think he's a real contender. So that's our Blackbookers for the week. From there, we've got, of course, the Hazlitt Stakes to look forward to down at Wingatui as well. So we'll be having a look at the feature down south, and we do have a favourite from up here, actually, as we take a look first at the weather and track. Aidan?
Yeah, it's been a little bit wet down there, but it looks like we've got drying days. Soft 7 with the rail out the 3 metres from the 14 to the 400, but Wingatui's been playing pretty well.
It has been. As we take a look at the feature, it's at listed level. The Ray Keane Hazlitt Stakes here in Paul. The Wine 11s into 850s had movement in this market, as has Brave Spirit, your favourite, $8 into 550, and Wits End, $7 in this market as well. Of course, our friend Lethal has a share in that. Betty Spaghetti, 10s into 850. So there's a bit of movement in this market. Let's take you back to the Timaru Stakes. Actually, who won that was Pour the Wine. Are you that way inclined, Aidan, or somewhere else?
I am. I'm with Pour the Wine. I thought it was a terrific performance. Does go up a kilogram and makes a couple of these a little bit worse, but has been sent down there with missions, and this is a stakes mission where she's well capable. It's a really nice field here. I thought Candy Cane was good last time out, and I know your recency bias of horses you've watched. You'll be all over Mystic Park here, surely, Sweens.
Look, you know when you get busy on race day and you look up, I looked up just as they were about 100 metres out at Riccarton, and the price came up for Pour the Wine at $28, and I choked on my cheese scone. It was an unbelievable price around that horse. I'll go with it again. I couldn't believe they put it up double figures. I suppose 1,400 metres has some question marks when you drill back into the form line. It has gone some really nice races of that trip, so double figures again. Climb in, although I will say this has got a fair bit of quality in it, the Hazlitt Stakes.
Okay, no choking on scones. As we take you now to Tauherenikau, we look forward to the Wairarapa Breeders early on in the week too, before Saturday. So what about the weather? It's a beautiful part of the country. Bevan, what's happening?
We've got about 60 mils yesterday night. What does that make it? Tuesday. Is it Tuesday night till we got the rain? I don't think that made any sense at all. So 60 mils. So it's out to a soft 7, but it's 25, 26 today, 26 tomorrow in the morning. So never fear, that track will bounce back quickly.
Let's have a look at the market for it. The Clubs New Zealand Wairarapa Thoroughbred Breeders Stakes. Wikanshi, $3.40 out to $3.50 is the favourite. Hi-O Sassbomb has been backed into $4.80, and movement around Nigella Lane as well at $4.80. Aidan, who's the one for you?
Yeah, Nigella Lane was really good resuming at Toe Point. She's well capable of defending a title, I think, if I've got that right. Some quality here, but I was really taken by what we saw from Kenshi last time out. He's a horse who beat home Dr. Ascar at the most recent start. Barrier draw, maybe a little bit sticky for a get-back horse, but I thought Kenshi was well capable of winning this, Bevan.
Absolutely, she can. She was awesome last time. Look, it's just a different race course, isn't it? Tauherenikau, it's a Trentham. Hi-O Sassbomb will jump and put herself on speed. She was just a little bit too fresh into that Group 1 assignment last start. So I think she leads up. I think it makes her very, very difficult to beat for Kenshi. Lochenora's quality mare, Nigella Lane. So there's 4 good mares in this year's Wairarapa Breeders, but I'll go with Hi-O Sassbomb.
Okay, so there you go, the 2 up the top of the book. Now from there's so many races we need to back into late on the card, so we need some bank builders early. Aidan, who's yours?
I'm taking you to Wingatui for the first of the day, and a horse is bringing really good Trentham form in Maraqua. Ran sort of fairly there on the first assignment, but a very good fourth there last weekend. And you've got Tina Komanyagi for Danny Fry, and a horse who's back down south into a really winnable race. So Maraqua race 1 at Wingatui.
I'll take you to Tauherenikau, race 3, Shameless Star, fresh up, I think. Very, very tough to beat. Will smoke on the back of the leader and is very, very quick over the short trips. I do think that same race, Multi, Lochinora, Kenshi, Hi-O Sassbomb, all around top 4, nice bet as well.
Look at that, giving us same race multis and all, and off the back of that, Bevan, that means it's time for us to take a break. Off the other side, not multis, but best bets are coming up. And it's best bet time on the form, but before we give you ours, let's find out what the trainers are liking this week.
I'm going Taronga Race 1, horse called Retro. She's run fourth the last 2 starts and had to cover a bit of ground, rail out, got back, so forth. So hopefully for a better run on Thursday, hopefully we can get some chocolates.
We'll go Taronga, race 3, Flashback. I think he's building to a good win and blinkers on, sharpen him right up.
I'd have to say Captain Stan at Taronga, drawn 2 with Opie Boston on.
Too smart to go with the group races. I tipped these friends last week, so I'll go again. This time, hopefully, she draws better.
Oh, you got to go, Miss Jones. She can try and win 4 maidens, can't she? No, she seems to have come through well at this stage. If she's bright and well at the end of the week, we'll have a crack there on Saturday. I think if she can perform to her best, she'll be a good chance.
Cosmopolitan on Saturday at Te Rapa and that MAAT 1200. Craig Grills on board. Work was good last week on Tuesday, so yeah, very happy with her.
We're hoping I hope he wins can step up. We think she's improved a wee bit since the last race, so hopefully that takes her close to winning.
When Stars Align will be hard to beat in the 75-1200. He's going massive.
Okay, so we've got plenty from Te Rapa, and I have to say to Cody Cole, 4 maidens. I mean, that's just great, isn't it?
Placement really is from Cody. Comes up against Sati. That's a really good race.
It's just a cracking whole, I think, fields there on Legends Day.
Right.
It really does live up to the name as we get you our best bets, brought to you by My Racehorse. Aidan, this week you're up first. Who's your best?
To be honest, Swings has just beaten me into a $10 shot, so I'll let him take that. But Khaleesi, terrific at Ellerslie last time out. Trials beautifully since. Lovely barrier draw for the informed stable of Stephen Marsh and jockey Opie Boston. So Khaleesi there in the Karapita Classic.
That's the only race I'll ever beat you in, Rod? Seeing you on the rugby field. Henikaha for me in race number 6 or 8. I can't see, that's too small. Race number 6, Henikaha, $10 crazy money. I think she can win one of the features on the program.
Oh, I like it. And I'm taking you across the Tasman to Caulfield. Race number 9 will be Rise at Dawn for Ben, Will and JD Hayes, the Kiwi bred. He is unbeaten at Caulfield. He's got a brilliant fresh up record, and I think he'll go home a winner, the now 5-year-old for the stable. Let's have a look at a summary. Now, the Whale will kick us off with Lady Di at Alexandra Park on Friday. Khaleesi for Aidan, Henikaha for Bevan, Guesthouse for Lethal. He is going to Caulfield in race number 3. They're still giving us hopefully a winner. And Rise at Dawn for myself. And that does complete the form. Boy, I cannot wait for Legends Day, Aidan. It's going to be so good.
Yeah, I can't wait as well. It's to be a terrific program, and hopefully everyone's tuned
One in your heart, obviously, with Bonnie Lass winning not that long ago.
Exactly, bringing back fond memories.
Yep, and Bevan, of course, always a pleasure. Looking forward to your coverage out, of course, the Wairapa there, but also I'm sure you'll be backing plenty of winners on Saturday.
Yeah, you just make sure you don't get mismothered later on, Rod, up there at Te Rapa. You just keep yourself under control. I look forward to the day.
All right, we'll see you next time. Until then, enjoy all of the action this weekend. There's so much to look forward to.
Do you go?